This is the Business Breakfast on the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
DUBAIone 103.8.
Where we are this morning talking lanyardnomics. It is event season, and Tom was wondering yesterday, while we're all sustainable and digital and paperless and the rest of it, while we are still hanging little lumps of plastic and paper around our necks to get into an exhibition or a conference. We got a lot of messages from listeners, and one of them made badges, and he is in the studio with us this morning. The badge maker, Wilbert Heijmans, who is a partner and chair at Info Salons. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Wilbert.
Good morning, Brandy.
Because this is your busy season. This is lanyard season. How busy are you?
Very busy. This is peak season. Dubai World Trade Center, ATNEC, other venues around the region are heaving. It's growing. We welcome the expansion of the Expo City venue, of course. So yeah, it's busy season and it's growing.
How much is it growing though? How many more badges are you printing year on year?
If I would see ballpark, about 20% year-on-year growth.
And is it because there are more exhibitions, or are the amount of people coming to our exhibitions themselves growing?
The venue is quite full, so the agenda is full. So it's really the growth mainly of existing shows. If you look at shows like GITEX, Gulf Food, it's busy.
And for a Gulf Food or a GITEX or something, how many badges would you print?
So for a show like that, is more than 100,000.
More?
Yeah, north of that, yeah.
So here's the million dirham question for you this morning. Tom's question. We're all post-COP. We're scanning QR codes for menus post-COVID. Why are we still wearing lanyards?
So what COVID actually did is that we went to print-at-home badges. And if somebody prints their badge already at home, so not needing to queue up, then you need to put a lanyard and a holder around the paper. You can't just wave a paper going in or around the exhibition. So actually COVID made it even more to print badges and need of holders. And that's, you have to get people in. You need to identify them, first of all. So you scan it. Yeah, there are different ways. You can have beacons or RFID, but still it's easier to scan a QR code. But it's mainly the exhibitor, as I put in the message, that they really like to see who's coming onto my stand. Is it a competitor? Is it media? Is it a VIP? Is it a buyer?
But they could know all of that through my phone. I mean, we're already downloading apps for exhibitions. We've already got so much of that we are interacting with the exhibitions digital.
Yeah.
Why don't they just use that info from the phone? Why still the lanyard?
But would an exhibitor personnel stare at a phone, see when somebody's coming onto the stand? That would be a bit odd from a technology point of view. And then to see, okay, who is, because it's tens of people at the stand, or if not hundreds. And therefore, looking somebody in the eye and recognizing the name on the badge. Hey, Brandy, good to see you again. And then see, hey, it's media. Very important. I need to bring my CEO to the conversation.
Okay, so it's recognition and being able to engage. What's the cost on it? How much do the badges cost?
So a badge from a, let's say, printing point of view, it's about a dirham. A holder, add a dirham to it as well. So that's let's say ballpark if you look at bigger shows.
What's the environmental cost? How much plastic are we talking?
So we talk about 10,000 kg of plastics a year. We do a million holders. So that's 25,000 kg of CO2e, the CO2 equivalent. Is that a lot? Yes. Should we do less? Maybe. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, flights, if you look at a medium show here in Dubai World Trade Center with, let's say, 1,000 flights, that's 500 times more CO2e than 20,000 badges and badge holders. So grand scheme of things is not that much. Flights is a big contributor, but also that's where actually events will save a CO2 emission, because if a buyer from Egypt comes to a show in Dubai, he meets hundreds of people. Otherwise, without an event, he would probably need to come 10 times to Dubai to meet all these people. So also from that point of view, events are contributing to, let's say, to efficiency in CO2.
What are you offering your clients, though, on the sustainability front? I mean, if you know all the numbers, you're clearly thinking about it.
And if you also look at worldwide, sustainability is high on the agenda, much higher than before. So luckily, we're now moving towards paper badge holders and rPET lanyards. I brought a few. So like Beauty World, last edition was with paper holders and sustainable lanyards. So yes, that's an expense. And we all know sustainability needs a push in lowering costs. That's not there yet. But there are more and more organizers that start to invest in recyclable carpets. Carpets, of course, a big thing. But also investing more in better holders, better lanyards.
What does it actually add to the cost?
You would say double the cost. And that scares people sometimes away. But there's more, because you also need to look at stakeholders. You need to look at the Philips and the Siemens, at the Arab Health. Are they looking at sustainability? Yes. Would they maybe not come in, not next year or the year after, but in the future? Would they then say, this might not be the right medium for us again? No. So that will drive as well. It's stakeholders.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us this morning. Wilbert Heijmans is partner and chair of Info Salons. They are a badge maker in the middle of lanyard season, answering Tom's question for us about why we are indeed still using badges and lanyards when so much of our life is digital. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.
The latest headlines and the biggest stories from here at home and around the globe.
The ARN News Centre app